Hubbyist. Well, as you can see, the background looks different because I'm in orientation. Hubbyist of the tubiest, the best YouTube subscribers on the planet. That's you. And I'm 50 plus. And as you know, I am no longer with Swift Transportation. And if any of you all was considering Swift, do not let my departure change your mind. I mean, that's a very good company. I actually made quite a bit of money working at Swift Transportation, and my choice to move on didn't totally have to deal with the ins and outs of Swift Transportation. That really wasn't the case. The situation with me was unique, and don't believe that you guys are ever going to have that issue, okay? So I don't harp on it. I don't dig in it. I don't probe and prod. I just move on with life. It's the only way you're going to be successful with things. Don't dwell on stupidity, okay? Just move on. Keep kicking it. No matter where I go, no matter what I'm doing, I'm going to make successful out of it, okay? Today, well, I'll just tell you this. Today was an orientation. Once I'm done with all of the orientation, I'm going to make videos based off of each day, okay? So I'll record another video and talk specifically about the orientation, but I won't post it until I'm all the way done with orientation and rolling, okay? So if you're just curious, it was a typical first day of orientation, okay? Simple. They all the same. You know, you do drug test, you do paperwork, and it consumes the day, okay? So basically, that was it, okay? But I'm going to make a video, and I'm going to talk about introducing the company that I'm driving with and all that good jazz, okay? But I had a few questions that I thought I would answer for you guys. What was a good one? Get your experience first, then chase the money. Living Dream 25 commented about that. And it was actually on one of the videos that I posted that got quite a few hits because it's a pay video, and it was off my first video. I generally don't comment on that video because I normally get just ridiculous comments on it because people go to that video, they watch, well, what they do is get on it because they read the title, and then they just want to go to the money. So what they do is just scrub all the way to where I'm starting showing a paycheck, okay? What they didn't hear was how long I actually worked, and that was exactly my first check of a full driving solo week, and wasn't even a full week. And it was like $700 check, take home. So, I mean, it was not bad check for somebody who only with a first week driving solo in a brand new, type of situation, right? That was a pretty good deal, and it was. And at the end of the day, we don't chase money. The Hubbyist don't chase cent per mile because we know that's not all the way how you make the money. A whole lot of it has to do with you and your driving habit, and your driving ethics, and the way you, your work ethics, and the way you handle your business. Okay. Not only that, some people, you could give them $5,000 a week, and at the end of the month, they're still broke. So we still have to take other things in consideration. But I do want to, I'm taking this opportunity to reiterate to you guys. When it comes to cent per mile, get what you're worth for sure. Okay, don't settle for what far below market value. But don't let cent per mile be your only factor. You need to make sure that the company that you're going to can actually help you reach your end game. Okay, the company that I'm with right now is going to help me reach my end game. Okay, and you also want to make sure that you're going to be treated right, treated fairly. They have good equipment. They're going to keep you moving and keep you happy. Okay, and if that's the case, go for it. I would rather a company that would fit all that criteria, pay me 2 cents per mile less than somebody else do that's going to pay me really well. And actually, I did that. Remember, I told you guys I was going to go with a company that did not take. It was an experience only company, and I was going with them because they pay really good. Oh my God, really good. But upon further investigation, I decided to not go there because I wasn't going to be happy, with the way they run things. And so the extra money was not going to be worth it. Bottom line. So don't chase cents per mile. Your time, your effort, your career is worth more than that. Okay. Let's see if I'm going to answer. This is going to be a short video because I'm ready to eat. Okay. And I hope you guys had a wonderful, merry, happy Christmas and Hanukkah and everything else you celebrated. And we got another one coming up, New Year's. I hope you guys have a lot of fun. I'll be training. But I'm good with that. There's 15 people in my class this week, so I thought it was going to be less. I was hoping it would be less because it's, we're going to be, doing training instead of doing New Year's. But some folk got it. This Rolling South 50 plus, I was looking into Prime aside from Swift. I heard their program, though, keeps you with a mentor for an additional 50,000 miles before you get your own. Prime, listen, go to No Hippie Trucking and Transport Wannabe. And I always send him to him with Prime because number one, I know him personally, so I know he's not gonna fill you full of shit. Number one, and number two, he just got started very recently within the last year. So the information that you get off of there is going to be very recent. I considered Prime before I went to Swift. For that reason right there, I chose Swift because I wanted to get to solo as quick as I could, man. I just didn't want to spend a whole lot of time riding with someone else, man. I mean, I just didn't want to do it, And Swift was the fastest, man. They got me in the truck quickest, got me to the money the fastest, and none of the crap that people yap about on YouTube about Swift. And I was there for a year. I witnessed zero of the crap that people talk about Swift. They're ridiculous. And I'm gonna tell you something else. This year, 2019, from January to October 27th, that was the end of that pay period. I did a video with my check, and it was like 58,000 and some change. That was year to date, but that was minus a whole lot of stuff. So if you watch that video, if you go to it, you do the math on it, you see a lot different number. Okay. Not only that, you see something blacked out. Okay. That blacked out was $22,000. In 10 months, I made over $85,000 working at Swift Transportation. So don't tell me you can't make any money over there. That's a lie. That is a bold-faced lie, and you just saw it straight up. Anybody want to challenge that, I tell you. So do not listen to all that yapping craziness that people talk about, not just Swift, But any trucking company, do your own due diligence, okay? Whether you pick Swift or Prime, you're gonna do good, man. I mean, I don't know of anyone who actually had it that I've spoke to that I can actually take their word for it, that said that Prime was a negative company. You know, you're always gonna have people, that's gonna be haters. Period. Okay, but you take their word with a grain of salt. Do your own investigation. But if you're gonna listen to somebody, try to find some positiveness in things. You can always find negative. Okay, and then find out if those things work for you, if they're gonna fit your bill. I know that they were also a good company if you want to do lease op. And don't listen to people say that lease op is wrong too. That's these people cannot do math. They are ridiculous. Don't listen to people tell you don't do. What they gonna tell you to do? Okay, don't lease. Go buy a truck. So you got $175,000 to go buy a truck. You got $165,000, $60,000, whatever it is to go buy a truck. If you don't, that means you're gonna finance it. So if you're gonna finance the truck, you're still paying notes. So you don't own the truck. And neither is the person who's leasing it. You don't own it until you do. And until you do, what's the difference? Tell me. Don't listen to people talk with that stupidness. Okay? If you think Prime is going to work for you, man, go for it. I don't see anything wrong with it. And you can also go to No Hippie Truck and Transport Wannabe. And if you look at these videos and then comment, and then he will respond to you and give you some good information, man, if you need it, okay? Red Star 76, excuse me. He was looking at a lot of the pictures in the Christmas video that I put out. And yes, they are a lot of those from Salt Lake, because I was in Salt Lake quite a bit. I didn't take a whole lot of, I was going between Salt Lake and Denver, back and forth, right? In the Costco. And there's not a whole lot to take pictures of in Denver because there was under construction in a driver's lounge. But I liked spending time in Salt Lake, so that's why a lot of those pictures are there. And then the school in Salt Lake gave me the opportunity to be able to see you guys. And that's where I got all those pictures from. Those are the Ubiest. They looked for me when they got there because, they knew I would be there. And I really enjoyed that. And I'm definitely going to miss that. And hopefully I'll run into some of you guys out on the road. So let's see if I can find a couple more. Barbecue Trucker. He anticipated on starting this week, but had to postpone. I hate that for him because I know he's ready to go out there and burn some fuel. But I know that day is coming really, really, really soon. Get in touch with the right people so that you can get started as soon as you can, brother. Benjamin, how long is it between a Swift driver and graduation? How long is it between Swift driver and graduation? I don't understand that question. Can you pick your mentor? That is a good question. What you can do is put criteria in. They'll ask you smoking or non-smoking, female or male, and then you can kind of roll with that. If you don't smoke, smoking might be an issue for you. If you do smoke, then the amount of mentors that are available to you are going to be exponentially more. If you are a female and you want a female mentor, oh man, you might be waiting for quite a bit. So you see what I'm saying? That you have to kind of either we're willing to take everything or anything, or put your criteria in, and then they'll work off of those criteria. So what happens then is you will get the contact information for your mentor. and they will get your contact, and then you can talk to them. Write down questions that you might that may concern you, and I have a video about mentors, and in fact, I'll put that at the end, one of the end videos, and you can go back and look at that video and talk to you about mentors. Okay, but you necessarily pick a mentor. You can weed out some. I'll put it that way. They're gonna pair you up, and then you just decide if you can work with that person or not. Pretty much, which you would suggest to run 4.5 hours, then break another 4.5 hours to meet 600. Well, that's actually 9 hours of driving, so you're 2 hours short. In 9 hours in a truck governed at 65 miles an hour, you are not going to do 600 miles. So you better plan to drive more than that if you're going to do 600 miles. That's the bottom line with that. Okay. The most important thing is to make sure you drive, enough to justify your 30-minute break. Okay. So basically, you don't want to drive like an hour and take a break, because then before your 11 is up, you got to take 30 again. So I mean, that sort of stuff. And you're gonna trip plan. Okay, trip plan on your brakes, because your brake can also it can depend on where you want to take your brake. Okay. A restaurant that you might want to stop at, or a truck stop you want to visit, or a scenic route you might want to stop and look at, take your 30 there or whatever. So your 30 can vary off of that. The main thing is at 31 minutes, you get back in the truck and start burning fuel. Okay. You want a 30 to be a 30. Okay. And if you go to a truck stop, more likely than not, a 30 turns into about 45 or 50-minute break, because getting in there and then starting a 30, and then you go in, do what you're going to do, walk back out the truck, you're already at about 25 minutes, okay? Then you're going to eat or whatnot, choke it down, and then weaving out of the truck stop, waiting for somebody else to back into their parking spot before you can drive past them. All these things come into play, and I guarantee you're not going to go take a 30 and be out of there in 30 minutes. And it's tough. You can do it at a rest area or something like that. But anyways, I'm not going to go much longer than that. I got several questions for you guys, because it's been a long time. Some of those videos, my last videos, I made those videos before I left on my vacation. So I got a lot of questions. And so the next few days is what I'm going to do is answer those questions. Okay. Ubiest, I really appreciate every one of you guys. I'm going to have some good information coming up soon. I'll let you know where I'm at and what I'm doing. And until then, Happy New Year's, and deliver undistracted. Here's your boop. Boop.